Business Fitness Podcast.
There you go, guys, and we are live. Actually, we're not live. Today is Sunday. What's today's date? What is it again?
I don't know, Romer. Check
I'm
yourself.
all over the place right now. It's March 6th.
Thanks, Angel.
And here we have Romer Mendez and Joe Rich. This is the All Business Fitness Podcast, something that we're really excited for. This is something that Joe Rich have been working on, and also our producer and our director, Shawn Farrell. We've been working on it for a while. You know, we want to, everything that we do within all of our projects is always, we want to help motivate people. We want to help, educate others, and just, how do we make the industry better than how we found it, and that's our overall goal and what we want to do. And guys, we have a very exciting guest here today. We have Angela Yo.
Angela Yo.
I'll go back to that. I go back to that. There we go. It's our first screw up.
There's going to be many more, trust me.
That'll be. All right. And guys, we have a very exciting guest here today. We have Angela Yo. But before that, Joe, how are you?
Doing good. I'm excited to be here with you, and like Romer said, just bringing back, putting everything towards the fitness industry and just everything fitness and just I like fitness.
And as you guys can see, our personalities are very different.
Totally different. He's the yin to my yang.
And then you have Joe Rich. But again, I mean, when it comes into play, we do think very alike, and that again, we want to just do good for others, and that's our overall goal. So enough of us already. That's not what we're here for.
No.
So bring in our guest.
Yes.
Angela Yo. Angela, how are you?
Hey there. Hey, you guys.
Good.
Hi.
Thank you
Oh,
for
man,
being
I'm
here.
excited.
How are you?
Thank you. Oh, my gosh. We're just coming out of the Arnold Weekend, so everything has just been high intensity, high energy. I mean, you cannot get more red carpet fitness than Columbus, Ohio, so it's been amazing.
Wow.
Did you meet who you wanted to meet there?
Oh, we had the whole weekend,
Okay.
so we were able to do all the things and see everybody that we wanted to. Also work the P4P booth and help promote a little bit of the natural athlete side, and just it is a spectacle. So it was amazing.
I saw actually some videos pop up. We couldn't go this weekend. We had some stuff to finish out here, but we did
Kinda
see
like the show.
some videos for the P4P booth, and it felt like you guys are pretty busy there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, people were coming in and people really were interested in kind of finding out a little bit more about what we do, where we're from. And I mean, they're just amazing guys. So, I mean, it really kind of speaks for itself.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Good to hear, especially in a company that supports, natural athletes, natural shows. So that's awesome there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they have a far reach. So I think that really was awesome.
Awesome. So, Angela, if we had to ask you, if we had to rewind back to, maybe the first time you ever picked up a weight, tell us about that. Because actually we didn't say it before, but you are the current de facto Miss Athletic World Champion and the current Natural Olympia World Champion.
Thank you.
Golf
That
clap.
was-
Golf
Yeah,
clap.
so, absolutely. So congrats on having an amazing,
Thank you.
congrats on having an
It's
amazing
kinda-
year last year.
It's nice to be reminded because bringing those titles back, I think, to my hometown and like sharing it with my folks and my family friends, it's too much for one person really. So it's when people call me like Mrs. Olympia, it just I don't know. It just blows your mind because it's so big and it's so intense with so much heart and having it be so rewarding and just fulfilling is amazing. So,
All right, that's amazing.
yeah.
So,
I'd say the first time I ever picked up a weight was when I was down in this dirty basement with a girlfriend of mine, and we decided that we were going to get on this bench. It was like her older brothers or something, and there was like 100 pounds on the bar, and we decided that we were going to bench press it, and that was it. It was over.
you said how old were you?
I mean, I don't know. We were teens,
Yeah.
young.
Wow.
I don't know. But it was fun because I remember seeing her just like struggle to get it up, and I was like, I want to do that too, and it felt amazing. Just adrenaline right off the bat.
That's awesome. Now,
Yeah.
Angela, take us back to your first ever show. The experience. How was it?
Oh wow.
What
My
year?
very first competition, 2013.
Okay.
I did the Toledo Glass Scepter, and I competed in figure. I wore a bikini. Very embarrassing. But I remember, I don't know. They told me I had the most prepared body they had ever seen
Wow.
on that stage for that show.
You
It
said, I'm
was a
sorry,
huge
what year was
compliment.
that? What year was it?
2013,
13, okay.
and I came home with 4 trophies that day.
Wow.
And I had researched that show a year in advance. I remember going in 2012. I took about 400 pictures. I talked to everyone that I could. And I really didn't think I was going to ever win anything, but I saw those women up on stage and I just wanted whatever they were feeling right in that moment. I knew there was something special and different about that, and I wanted to know what that was like. And I never, like I said, I never thought I would win anything, and I feel like I'm doing pretty good, but the experiences that it's given me in my life have probably, you just have to follow your heart. Huge,
Now,
huge.
for that show, did you have a coach or did you do everything on your own?
My very first year, I was totally on my own.
Oh,
I
wow.
just read. I didn't even have any friends that competed or lifted or anything. I mean, I was training out of the back of my house. No, like, real big equipment or anything. I'm a Bowflex body, basically, from back in the day.
I
So,
remember those.
yeah, yeah, and it was the glass scepter, and then we went to the INBA's Natural Universe, and then we went to the Natural Olympia, and I brought home 2 silver medals that year. So from winning my first show to the Natural Universe to right to the Olympia, you can't make this up, I guess.
Oh, you can't.
It was
No,
awesome.
that's amazing. And
Yeah.
first time we met last year was actually at the DFAC Cardinal Classic in Ohio. Stephanie Foley's show last year. And obviously saw you on stage, and first thing I said was, "Wow! I mean, she has to compete at Worlds." Tell us about your experience first at that show, and then also competing at Worlds, the DFAC Worlds finals in Miami.
It's such a rush because you're putting your heart into these things. Like you're driving at something, and I mean, I love my training so much that the shows were kind of like, I need to put a timeline on where I want my body to be. And like I said, I never thought I would really win anything. So I felt like those are going to help me um, actualize, like make into reality what I wanted to see in myself. And like the Cardinal Classic was awesome. I mean, like the vibe right off the bat. I mean, Vicky was right there, and I couldn't believe that she had shown up for this little show. I felt like, not a little show in Ohio, but I was like, how is she here? So I mean, I asked for autograph and everything, and we got to talk in the coffee area of the hotel room where we were getting our tans done, and I felt like I picked up so much good energy from that meeting, and God, it just felt good, and I was awarded my pro card, and I knew that I was stepping into the right division with physique. And I know that's where I want to be, and that's the body type that I just, I just see it as beauty, and getting that invite to Worlds was. I mean, it almost makes me want to cry just thinking about it because it was such a big deal. That piece of paper meant a flight to Florida,
Oh,
and we're going.
absolutely. And I'll
We're
tell you
going,
that.
and we're going to do it.
And
So,
that's why that's a good thing about the DFAC Worlds, that it is invitation only. So you do have to you have to qualify. It's the system that they have set up for that is, and you mentioned Vicky before. For those of you guys that don't know, that's a Vicky McCann. Now, most people don't have no idea that the amount of work that Vicky McCann does behind the scenes. I mean, We had our show
Yeah.
last year. It was a DFAC Buffalo Natural Fall Fest here in Buffalo in October, and the show would have definitely not happened if it wasn't because of Vicky. I mean, I talk to Vicky almost every single day, and
So much work.
And people don't understand what it takes for her, from her and Guy, to travel all the way from Scotland to come
Yes.
here, help us with the show. I mean, they're not making profit, and that's what people don't understand. That's what I love their passion, because it's always passion over profit. They know they're not going to make a dime coming to help us, for the show, but they do it because they truly care for the sport. And whenever they're backstage, I mean, the first time I went to a DFAC show, that was actually the Worlds last year. Just like you said, I felt that vibe, that caring vibe that she gives out, and it was awesome. It was amazing.
It was not. I mean, she definitely set the tone, but the people that were there, I mean, it just. I think that is what meant the most, because I mean, there was so much support, and everybody was so real and just like in the moment, and I think that is like just such an energy that you can't really touch unless you're in competition and you're put underneath that pressure. Like, people really come out with who they are, and I mean, everybody's helpful. There's not a bit backstage that I couldn't say good things about. Just awesome.
Now, Angel, I want to touch on diet a little bit.
Sure.
Are you a flexible dieter, or are you a clean eater? And you have clients too now. They want to, or potential clients. So let the people know. Where do you, flexible, or clean, or a little bit of both?
I don't know. I've always really gravitated towards clean eating.
Okay.
I mean, you've got your little bit of balance. You've got the things that you like, but I mean, on a daily basis. I mean, I this is off season, and I pack my meals. I weigh my food. I enjoy that side of it. It's a little bit more enjoyable now because I don't have so much pressure and moderation. But I mean, I do suggest that it's all clean, because it's like this. The micronutrients and the fuel, like, what do I want my body to be built out of? I'm putting all this work in. I want, I get compliments on my skin all the time. I'm like, it's really coming from what I'm putting in.
Okay.
We eat out sometimes, but it's going to be, maybe just like an out version of something else that's clean. So, I mean, we like a red meat, and every now and then we have ice cream and bourbon, but it is not like,
I love that combo.
Once in a while.
Ice cream and bourbon.
Exactly. So, I mean, you know where it is, and you know how you function and how you feel
True.
good. And I mean, I just had a client lose 15 pounds in about 2 months. I mean, 2 weeks ahead of her deadline. I mean,
Nice.
all I did was sit down with her and help her out with figuring out when to eat, what to eat, and portion size, and it just fell into place. She ran with it. And I see how good she's feeling. And I mean, she's also, struggling with cancer and all kinds of fatigue, and just helping her out and seeing how good she feels now is so rewarding. Like, and I know that it's coming from the diet, the things that she's putting into herself, and a little bit of help from him.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Where are you located exactly?
I'm sorry?
Where are you located? Where do you guys live?
Oh, we're in Toledo, Ohio.
Romer's a creep.
Joe.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Joe. And where do you train out of? Are your clients mostly online, or do you train them in person?
I have very few online clients. I've trained people as far away as Las Vegas.
Oh, wow.
But I'm at Inspire Fitness Mommy, and it's a great location. We've got all kinds of new equipment coming in that's awesome. So that was the first gym I ever joined. I felt weird because I'm showing up as a pro athlete, and I've never joined a gym.
Wow.
So I mean, like, really, I came out of my house and like went to that gym and started squatting. Like, I mean, you can't have like leg equipment at home, so it was awesome. And it's such a great vibe. Very chill.
Angela, what other hobbies do you have? Like besides fitness, do you collect comic books? I mean, what are you into? Well, that's what I'm
funny.
into.
I do have some actually.
Oh, really?
Um, I'd say I'm really into art. I love graffiti.
Okay.
I love to find some really well painted train cars and take photos. So I mean, we like to travel.
Okay.
That's been one huge thing coming out of competitions is that we've been able to travel a little bit and see things that we never would have seen, if we weren't traveling. So going to Miami, going to California and Indiana. I mean, just all those places and what you see in between. I'm just a fan of life, really.
That's
So,
awesome. Now,
art, jewelry, making things.
now, James, he is your husband, boyfriend, significant other?
All of the above.
All of the above. Okay, good. Now,
Husband.
Husband. Okay,
Man.
awesome. If we were to ask him 3 things that he hates about prep, what would he say?
You'd probably say.
Wait a minute. Where is James?
Yeah, James, you there? James,
Come here, James.
You're not camera.
Yeah, he's there. You probably can't hear you because I'm through the
Oh,
headphones.
okay,
Oh.
all right.
There he is.
There he is,
Hey, James.
If you could let him know our question, 3 things that he hates
About
the
prep.
whole process of
Things
prep.
that you hate about prep from me. Probably the stress that I'm under.
Oh, okay.
Just like seeing me get stressed
Moody?
about probably the worst. What else?
Moody?
Yeah.
The time frame, probably. Everything is always very regimented, very scheduled, and if I miss something, it gets stressful because and the time frame of eating. I'd say if I miss a meal, I'm going down. I have a very sensitive. Like if I get hungry, I'm done. So.
Okay.
Oh, what else? Yeah.
That covers it.
Yeah, it pretty much covers it. Those are pretty awful. So why go for a third?
Yeah.
And I remember speaking to you in Miami right after your victory. We were right by South Beach, I think, right in the Strip. And I did ask you, how does it feel to win? And something that you told me that I will never forget is you said something along the lines of it feels great to win, but this was a team victory. And you grabbed James right away. You said, and you told me, I mean, I almost cried. I'm not gonna lie. It was so nice and so sweet what you said.
Oh.
I mean, obviously I had a few of those Miami Vices, they call it, whatever that is.
Miami Vice with the guy with the white pants. I don't know.
But if you can tell us your relationship with James overall, how much of a support system is he?
Oh my God, it's everything. I can't even tell you how much he has helped me from the very beginning and has supported me and literally cleared the way for me to do what I do. He helps me. He books the tickets. He plans the flight. We know where we're going, when we're going. He's just like, you go and you train. You do your thing. You put your heart into this. And I mean, literally, he's taking care of, I almost feel bad saying it because, I mean, like, Jamie's help is, I am who I am because of his help.
Wow.
And I cannot thank him enough. I mean, this whole past Arnold weekend, I mean, we're able to tell people I'm showing up to the Arnold as Miss Natural Olympia and physique. I mean, like, this you can't just tell people that. And he's, like, willing to, like, tell people. He's like, if you won't tell them, I will. And, just making sure that people know, like, what we've done, where we've been. And, I mean, it represents the work. Like, now you actually have, it's just a title, but it still shows, like, you have worked. You've worked, and, I mean, he doesn't get me up in the morning, but he gets me where I need to go. No. He busts his ass. And I am just, I mean, he's unlike anybody else.
Tell him you love him right now. Say, I love you, James.
I love you, Jamie.
And I remember speaking to you in Miami again. You mentioned how much of a help he was to you.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet? Let's go there. Why don't we go there right now?
Mutual friends. I honestly, he was kind of like the rock star in the city. He always had the after hours
Oh,
parties,
Jamie.
and he was a DJ. Knew all the guys who made music in the city.
Oh.
So I mean, anytime you were out, it was like he was there, and we just happened to come together, and I can't even tell you like
Who made the
the
first move?
Who made the
it's
first move?
it's crazy.
Angela,
It's crazy. So
who,
I love this guy.
who made the first move?
He did.
He did. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
He did. No, man, I didn't think I was good enough for him. I felt like a piece of dirt. So, but he saw shit in me. And I think that was really what it was, because I could have done anything. I could have gotten into art. I could have gone back to school, maybe done a little bit more with college or something. But I mean, he let me take over 2 rooms in our house, which we only have 7. We're like a one story, no attic, no basement. He let me put gym equipment in 2 of those rooms, and it was, I mean, without those, I wouldn't be where I am, because that's where I started. It was just at the home gym. We started buying little pieces at a time, and he would buy those things, and I just loved it, and it really is all Jamie. So
He sounds awesome. Put on a wig and I'll start dating him. Angela, how many times do you get mistaken for Dana Lynn Bailey?
oh man, you should have seen.
Oh, I believe it already.
I know, people were like, double take.
That's what I
triple
thought.
take. I'm pretty sure that somebody asked me for an autograph because they, but it's fun. No, she's a huge role model
Okay.
for me, because she felt different like I felt different. We just didn't feel like we were like other people, and we're not. I'm no better than anybody, but I know I'm different. And it just kind of like helped me, encourage me to just do what you want. Do this thing. Like there is passion behind this, and every little small choice you make to get towards it is worth it, because the payoff is getting to live the life you want to live.
Wow. And Angela, I mean, you have won, world titles that it takes competitors, I mean, years and years to achieve in such a short time. What is your secret? What do you think?
I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. I went for it. That's all I can say. I mean, I was in so much respect of every girl that was on stage with me, and I was sure that they had it. I was always sure that they had it, and maybe that's trying to teach me to have a little bit more confidence in myself. I don't know.
Ooh, confidence.
Just I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. I just took a deep breath and went for it.
That's awesome. Now, you touched on confidence. What type of person were you in high school? Did this sport give you confidence, or did you always kind of have it?
I was the kid in high school that got taken to the principal's office because I had to get chains taken out of my pocket. I'd have to end of the day. Big black pants cop, whatever you want to call it. Just,
Jinko jeans?
all covered in paint all the time, Sharpies in my pocket, had no idea what to do about math class. And just always intense, I guess,
Like, you're talking like Jinko jeans? Remember Jinko jeans?
Yes.
Okay, wow.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh man, you should see the ones I've still got.
Those are classics. You got to keep those.
Oh no, they're up in the attic.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm keeping them though.
Nope. Were you an athlete? Did you play any sports in high school or leading up to this? Did you track?
I
Shot
tried.
put?
I tried to communicate through sports a little bit, and I just couldn't.
Okay.
I tried track. I did okay in that. I was more of a sprinter than a long distance. I did rhythmic gymnastics. I did some martial arts. I hated softball. I mean, I did try some things, but they just never felt right. Like I liked. I was very, very afraid of performing. And I'd say that when I compete, I face a lot of fears, and I take on I face a lot of things when I get up on stage. Like that is not a comfortable place for me to be. And for me to finally get into physique where I can do a little bit of performance, I felt like I had to express myself artistically in my performance, or otherwise I would be letting myself down. You know, like I had to do the best that I could because I knew I could do something pretty well. But I choreographed all for myself, and I did the same routine a few times because it felt really good, and I was very confident in it. And it took me a lot to put that together, and adding another 30 seconds to go into the defect show was a challenge. It makes me nervous just even thinking about it. Just getting on stage it's so intense. You are going to be showing exactly what you've done thus far, and if you can pull it off, you can be the person. You can communicate with people. And I did have a few ladies come up to me after the defect show, and they were like, "We got goosebumps just
Wow.
watching you do your thing," because I was in the moment, and I finally felt like I was there. It's so nerve wracking. You're so scared, but you have to you have to put your energy out there, or otherwise you will have failed yourself. And I think I did, and it really felt good.
Oh, if you had to maybe walk us through maybe the last few weeks of that prep or your preps, because obviously being, is it two-time world champion now? Correct?
Yeah, it
The
was.
Natural Olympia.
Yeah, it was DFAC Worlds um, at on October 31st, which was Jamie's birthday. So my
Oh,
husband's birthday, we're down there competing. So on his birthday, I'm winning a world championship, which was amazing. And then 2 weeks later, we're flying to Las Vegas to do the Olympia. So it was insane. I mean, you just try to stay on top of everything. You don't want to miss any of those details because they're all important at that point, and you want to do it. You want to do it all. You want to do it all the way through, and you it's like you want to be the one who has the energy to make it through all of this stuff, and it really is. I mean, it's exceptional what people go through to get to that level, and now having experienced that myself, it's it's even more I'm even more aware of what you need to do and how focused you need to be, and I really appreciate that about my fellow competitors quite a bit.
oh. And you mentioned something that kind of hit home. You mentioned attention to detail, and I'll tell you that I think there's something to be said about that champion. And I hear it a lot, especially in my career, my field in financial advising, financial planning, but also in the fitness world, where it seems like the best of the best are always very detail oriented, and it doesn't matter how small the detail is, but you guys want to perfect it. I know from our conversation in Miami, that's kind of what I got from you, and you mentioned it again. How just being you want to be, you want to make sure you get those fine details that most people might say, well, it's not a big deal, so I can do this, but to you, it is a big deal. Correct?
If I didn't have Terry McBee and Team Hardbody, I I mean, you need more than one pair of eyes on it, especially when you're dieting, when you're still working, you're training, you're doing all of these things. I mean, you need to have more than one look at all of it, and I have to give her so many thanks. She was amazing, so patient, um, and really listened to my biofeedback. So it really, I mean, without a team, I don't know if I would have seen the whole picture because it's so concentrated, and you don't want to look at any one detail so much that you lose the whole process. I don't know. It's tough on your own. I don't know how I did that first year. I mean, her help was absolutely priceless. and making sure that, especially in the mirror when you're taking your progress pictures, um, your coach will see things that you don't see as far as like changes go and if you're on the right track. So those kind of details, especially, very helpful.
Oh. And I'll tell you, I'm good friends with Law Payne, and I know that they have a really good thing going on there. Him and Terry. I know Siobhan Cunningham just joined the group there,
Yeah.
with coaching. So they do seem to be very detail oriented, but it's also done in a group, just like you mentioned. So tell us more. How has it been working with them overall?
Oh my gosh. Um, I did myself for 2013, and the beginning of 2014 was kind of a train wreck. I will not say anything about who, but it was awful. My first coaching experience was terrible. And when I finally, like when I got in with Team Hardbody, it was like, oh my gosh, like someone is really listening to your project and they know what's going on. It was night and day, and just kind of like having that community was huge, and I knew that I could call any of them at any time if I needed to. But I mean, we would sometimes text on a daily basis, which is very. I was so grateful because you need someone to keep you in check and also just guide you. And I was really looking to learn from someone, not just be coached. I wanted to learn, and she gave me that opportunity, and I feel like I'm a better person because of the help that she provided me with. Really.
Wow, there you
That,
go.
that's awesome. Angela, I want to switch gears. What's going on with that head hanging in the corner right there?
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, what is that?
He's looking into our
That
soul.
that is a handmade mask. I'm pretty sure that my husband got that in Ann Arbor from Michigan. Um, Actually, Madison, Wisconsin is where that one is from. So yeah, that's a real handmade mask with real like corn fibers and everything. So it's pretty neat. We have
It's
all kinds of stuff like that around the house.
that's your artistic side coming out again. I take it.
Yeah. I do a lot of like medical supply, like old stuff, like old lab glass, and he does. We just kind of have the same type of eye. We have all kinds of like Halloween stuff around the house all year round, and not just because it's his
His
birthday, but
birthday.
because yeah, October 31st. So yeah, I mean, we have all kinds of like cool lighting and stuff. So
That's
yeah.
awesome. Now, when you started this back in 2013, I know when I had started this years ago, and Romer might think the same. I had kind of had to distance myself from friends or people. Did you feel like you had to do the same thing, or because they didn't understand the whole process?
I got really lucky.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that right off the bat that no one in my circle ever questioned what I was doing or told me not to. I mean, I'm sure that there are people who worried at some point. I mean, my mom will still kind of come up to me and like kind of squeeze my mouth a little bit, like, "Oh, you look so amazing." But I have a lot of support, and I think once people saw like how it just kept going, they couldn't. I feel like I helped everybody like level up a little bit
Okay.
because I was doing so well, and they could see that I was putting my knowledge to work. So they really went for theirs too because I chased a dream, and I was like, I mean, in my first year, I had the local news come to my house, and they literally shot some video in my back room gym
Wow.
because they're like, this girl is going to the Natural Olympia, and it was very weird to have like especially a female for the sport, like bodybuilding ish, like they didn't quite know what I was competing in, but they knew it was kind of in the bodybuilding fitness realm. And I got in some newspapers, I got on TV, and it was like it went out into the community, and it felt amazing. So there was a lot of support, and I'm very grateful that I didn't have to. I haven't. I've seen a few haters, but I haven't. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just not around me, so I feel really good about that.
Good.
you'll always have some of those. Especially the more successful you are, the more haters you have. So, I always say with haters, you have to kill them with success. And just keep being positive.
Nobody
Obviously,
questions.
Don't worry about them.
Yeah.
Hey, Angela, what kind of music do you jam to when you're training?
Oh gosh, I love some industrial. I love Marilyn Manson. I love my dubstep, drum and bass. Like any kind of electronic dance music, all that kind of stuff is good by me. Um, been doing a little bit of SoundCloud lately to find some new artists, and
Cool.
high intensity, high intensity.
Cool. I like it.
Something that gives me confidence.
What are your plans for this year? Let's this year or when's the next time you're stepping on stage? Let your fans know. Maybe.
All right.
If you know.
Since this is as good of a place as any to say, I'm not going to be competing this year. My number one reason for that is because I have always used these shows to put my body in, to put a timeline on where I want my body to be, and I feel like I need this year to grow. I want to be just a monster. I want to be big, and I want to feel that strength. So I need this time to just lift. I mean, I've always done this because that's what I enjoy more than anything is training, and I'm really enjoying not having like a deadline or a timeline on anything. And we haven't had an anniversary or a birthday really in like 3 years. So I mean, there's all those kinds of things as well, and we're kind of recouping financially. These shows are not cheap.
No.
And when you're doing as much as we did in this past year, we did more than we have ever done in this last year. And you can't do that every year. It's ridiculous. So I'm really enjoying kind of taking a step back and just watching stuff, watching everybody and just doing my thing. So I'm really excited. I am so excited about that. I feel really good about my decision. So thanks for asking.
So there you go, guys. The DFAC World's Miss Athletic champion is going to be up to grabs.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited for everybody who goes and does it. So we'll be watching.
Angela, where can your fans reach you? Is there do you have Instagram? Do you have MySpace? Where can they reach you?
Well, yeah. I'm on Angie.com is my website. Angie Proyo, couple underscores in there on Instagram. Angelio or Proyo on Facebook. I mean, if you search #Proyo, you'll probably find a lot of cool shit. So
we'll make sure to tell you right in the video for you.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you're not competing this year. So there you go, guys. You're not competing this year. Wow.
17 sounds good though.
Oh,
Hey.
Cat out of the bag, maybe.
Enjoying those burgers and bourbon. So, but if you had to think maybe in the future, let's say, where do you see yourself in this game of natural competing or bodybuilding in general, physique, in 5 years? Because you're 31, 32. How old are you?
Yeah, I turned 31 last July, so I'll be 32. What's awesome is that my role models are all older than I am, and I just feel like, oh my gosh, like the peak hasn't even happened yet.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like it's almost tangible, the energy that's about to happen. Like I feel like this is, I don't know. I mean, I can't even explain like where I feel like I want to go, but what it has to do with is really like my mind state and how comfortable I am with myself. Like I would definitely tell people that if you're not doing this for you and your own goals, like it's just not for you. And I know that this is in my heart. Like I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life, even if I'm not competing. I'm in the gym. I love the sound of the iron. It's where I'm going to be. And I want to be talking with people who are doing the same thing that I am. And I mean, we'll see what 2017 has to hold. I feel like not this year, but the next 2-3 years after that are going to be pretty crazy. We've been kind of doing a slight outline this past weekend, so we'll see. It's gonna be.
And
Gonna be,
that just tells you
I'm
again.
talking with you guys, so.
You have competitors that always want to compete year after year after year, and you are the world champion, and you're still saying that you want to improve. Working on those fine details, and
Oh God.
I know when we spoke in Miami
Yeah.
after your victory, you said, "Oh, I want to improve. I need to work on this. I need to work on that." And I'm thinking, you just won the world title.
Well,
You
what's funny is that I never really looked at the rules, and I mean I talked to judges and stuff, but I just came with who I was, and I didn't really. I mean, I asked them, for feedback and stuff, but I mean, I didn't really like go in thinking like this is gonna win. I gotta build this, so this is gonna win. It just I just wanted to be me, and I wanted to hone that thing and put it on stage and see what happened. So it worked out for me, and I mean I had a lot of good advice. You really cannot. You have to have a few good people in your corner, and you listen to them. You don't listen to everybody. You trust a few people, and you listen to that, and everybody kind of knew where I was going to go. So I mean, they're pushing me towards physique, and that's a body type I love anyway. And I felt like, and I still feel like I can do even better. I feel like I can do better. Let's put it that way. I don't want to criticize myself because that's kind of ridiculous, but um, you're harsh on yourself anyway. But I know what I want to see, and I haven't quite hit it yet, and it keeps me going. Like I know there. I mean, my potential is so not even done yet. It's exciting.
especially for only been competing for 3 years. And again, just to hear that, and I'll tell you that I wasn't at the Natural Olympia last year, but at the DFAC Worlds, how competitive that class was. And I mean, you were the clear winner of that class, but just knowing that, wow, you still want to improve, you still want to do better. It just goes back to what I mentioned earlier about that mindset of a champion. You always want to improve. You always want to do better and work on those fine details.
I think it's because it's who you are in your mind's eye. Like what is this physique that you're seeing, and like what is that going to be where you just finally it all kind of just slides into place like a slide over slide, and you just see the exact thing that you've been working for, like perfect cuts, perfect attitude, perfect spirit. You are just in the moment, and you've crafted this one small thing, and it really is that moment, and you're always going to be working on that.
Hey, Angela, do you write on your hand?
I did.
I do.
You can read that.
I do. I can't read it, but I do that too.
It says smile and work harder.
Oh, wow. I like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Angela, let me ask you a question. If you weren't doing what you're doing in the fitness industry, where would you be right now? What do you think you would be doing? I'm curious.
Dead. Just kidding. I have no idea. I mean, I would be doing something expressive. I mean, when you compete in your bodybuilding, and it's not like there's not a whole lot of words that you can put to it. So I'm sure that I would be doing something artistic that you can only like show somebody, and they either get it or they don't. So I feel like I used to do like small bits of art and jewelry and all that kinds of stuff. I can make a mean balloon animal.
Oh, nice.
So,
Wow.
but it's like you either get it or you don't, and that's the thing. Like I express, I lift, I'm chasing that euphoria that comes from an incredible gym session, and I try to show people that there's something on the other side of it, So yeah, I don't know.
And as you're going back to off season compared to dieting for a show, if you had to compare your weekends with you and Jamie prepping compared to now, what do you guys do now that you guys couldn't do back then?
We can stay out a little bit longer, not at night, but just out. If I need to go to like 6 places in the weekend, I can probably make it to each place without, feeling like I need to like grab a meal or something. We just, there's less thought about protecting the prep. so we can just go out and do our thing and like develop like a little bit more relationship and have fun with that rather than he's very understanding, and he knows that I put everything I have into my prep, and it takes everything in you to get to that level, and I still didn't feel like I was quite there, but you know what I mean? Um, it's just kind of nice. And we love to travel. So like this past weekend was the first Arnold in forever that I wasn't getting ready for something. I still took my progress pictures. I still packed my meals, and I made sure I had food in my bag because I don't last long without food. But it was like we were just able to be there, think clearly, and just have fun at the show.
So, if you had to tell us what is a typical weekend for you guys? So obviously you guys were at the Arnold this weekend. What do you guys do during the weekend?
Oh man, on Saturday mornings we lift together, which is a new thing.
Nice.
We did our first training session ever together in Miami when we were doing
Wow.
the World, and that was awesome. We've been lifting together ever since, and so Saturdays we lift, and then we actually get to go out to eat, which is really nice. Um, we just kind of take care of stuff, and we try to relax. I mean, sometimes I have clients, sometimes I have appointments, but we just try to spend time together. I mean, that's the most important thing.
Man, that's awesome. That sounded. I'm about to tear up.
I know. I told you.
Hey, Romer, hold me.
I know. Please hold my hand, please.
Oh.
We are very sentimental guys.
Yes,
here,
we are.
Well, without him, I wouldn't be where I am. I am who I am because of his support, and it really is that mushy.
It's
It really is because I mean, I've got my family behind me, but he's the guy in the background helping me figure out all the details. Like I do the work, but he helps me figure things out, and
You guys,
I wouldn't be without him.
Yeah,
No way.
you guys are both awesome. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just great.
I was saying,
That's
you
how
guys,
it should. That's how it should be.
You guys are the true definition of the whole meme of relationship goals. I mean that's really what it is. It's not like the pictures that people post on Instagram.
No.
I mean, that's really what it is. When you're in the struggle, when you're in deep, especially in prep, and that person's there for you. I mean, and not just that, not just in prep, but in life overall. I mean, that's really what it's about.
Yeah, I'd say his patience, our patience with each other. Like I think it's just like an understanding of like what the other person is going through, and like literally like looking at that person because you love them, and you're like, what is going on, like in with that world, like what's the stress that they're under. I mean, we were on I think it was one of the shows for the INBA on the radio show, and we were both on because they wanted to talk to us about how we make it work, and it really comes down to just being as kind as you possibly can be to that person. And he's got his thing. I mean, he's a long distance cyclist, so he can out cardio anybody in the room.
Wow.
4,400 miles last year. I mean, that's
Holy
a lot.
shit!
Wow.
So he's got his thing. I've got my thing. We both have expensive sports. And it's just you want them to do well. I mean, if he didn't support me in all this, I wouldn't be where I am. So he wanted me to be successful, and I mean, this is where we're at. It's amazing. I owe him a lot.
Now, do you guys plan on traveling to any shows this year to watch?
We're thinking about going to Chicago for the Windy City.
Oh,
We've
yeah,
got
it's
some
gonna be an
friends out there that
exciting
we
show.
want to stay with and we want to see, and I think that'd be a great place to go and see a show.
Yeah,
So,
we're,
yeah.
we're definitely excited for that new Defect show. It's going to be pretty. It's June, correct? No, August.
I
August
think it's August.
13th. I don't have the schedule here, but I believe it's August 13th or so.
Deep dish pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deep dish pizza for me.
I'm sorry?
Deep dish pizza. Deep dish pizza. Chicago.
Oh, gosh. That'd be awesome. Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, man. And it's nice. You just have, I'm really enjoying having some flexibility and not being, because like I said, I put everything that I have into these shows, and I'm focused on everything so much that I'm feeling like my creativity come back, which was a really cool thing, because when you're so focused on everything that you need to do, you don't have a whole lot of extra brain space for cool shit, you know. So like being able to just be creative in the moment has been like a really nice extra thing that I didn't see coming. So I'm feeling really good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, Angela, if people that they want to reach, I know you mentioned it before. Maybe you can give us another plug here. Anyone that wants to reach you for either online coaching or someone in your town that wants one-on-one training, what is the best way for them to reach you?
I'd say Angie.com. It's ANKHJII.com. So a little bit of a crazy spelling. If you search Pro-Yo or Angelio or Angio on Facebook, I've got an athlete page and my regular page. So yeah, that's a good place to find me. So.
And what can they expect from you working with you?
I don't take on very many people because when I do, I get very into their project. And I follow them all the way through. So if they start something, they're gonna finish it. And you can't do that with like a ton of people. And I'm just one person, so I don't have like a team or anything. Like I will take that person on, finish everything, and probably still be on call 24/7 with them. So, so you can't do that for like 100 people. So I have a few people and a few athletes, and just a lot of. I mean, I'm working on some lifelong projects with some people, and it's very rewarding. So, yeah, if you want somebody to help you, if you want my attention, you're gonna get it. That's the thing. I mean, I'm all in with people. Once I hear your story, I feel like I'm very involved already. So, and I don't let people go very easily. So,
maybe any final words you want to tell your fans?
I'm sorry?
Any final words you want to tell your fans?
Final words? Oh, just kill it. Do whatever you want. Do it hard. Love it, and just have fun.
Angela, read your hand. You could read your hand. What does it say again?
It says smile and work harder.
There you go. There's your fans. Smile and work harder.
Smile and work harder.
Well, there you go, guys. Angela, again, and Jamie, thank you very much for this episode here. We're excited, and again, and thank you for just sharing your story. And that's what I loved about this conversation, that it wasn't scripted. I mean, even before the interview, we said I'm not going to even tell you what questions we're going to ask you. We want it to be natural.
No, I had no idea what was going to happen. So.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
And
for
thanks
that.
out there. Thanks, everybody.
There you go, guys. Here's the episode of All Business Fitness Podcast. See you next week.
Boom.